we've got Vibranium and Azathoth going at it, and I don't know if we got it across the message with how much Boss was saying right there. This is absolutely astounding to see, and it's crazy to see a team that was so very dominant the entire regular season to go out in the semis. And they were not just go ahead.
Sorry, I just received confirmation. Vibranium is going to be your solar champions for season 17 in Elite here. Donald, ready to go, has already hit me up with 5 messages. What's the lobby info? We won this chip. Let's go. Let me get this out to them. We probably need a lobby.
Yeah, we're working on it, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting things going in the background here. Thank you for waiting patiently as we're getting ready into the second one for the night. It's going to be another best of 7, this time around for Elite. And I know that HUD's saying something, but I can't hear exactly what's happening. You are very quiet. Fair enough. He's talking to himself, but I can hear him, so he's not talking to himself. But anyway, yeah, this is going to be a good one. I don't know if you could tell, Boss is a little bit excited, and everyone in chat should be as well.
I want to be able to see the match.
Not allowed. Boss, you're going to have to just go based off of what I'm saying. Same info.
All right. Got it.
Swap name and pass?
Swap.
Oh, yeah. So everyone in chat, you want to know what the name and pass is? Whoever's the first to gift me a sub will learn what the name and pass is.
All right.
With that said,
I'll reach out to these teams. I'll get them going. I'm so excited. That sounds good. We are going to go to a quick break here. We will get these 2 teams assembled, and RSC fans, stay tuned because we're going to have what looks to be a lively matchup for your Season 17 Elite Championship.
Today sucked, I'm not feeling great. People all laughed and they called me names. Why's it so tough and the world so lame? Can I have some cash and a ride down to the arcade?
Welcome back, RSC fans, from our short break. We are getting in here to our final matchup of the night, your Elite Championship for Season 17. And for those of you who can't see it, the Elite chat has been popping off these last few weeks. All four teams that made the semis were really confident, but as you see from our lineup here, Vibranium beating out Anju. They had acquired Forza kind of late in the season, really galvanized this lineup, and I know DJ and Donald for sure are prepped and ready for anything, but this Azathoth team from the lunar side looking like an absolute buzzsaw. Going through quarterfinals, breezing through the Ghastly Goombas, and cakewalking the Great Whites tonight. I cannot believe they are 6-0 in these last 2 weeks. But, Crop, this is going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. We're stepping up from challenger and, coming off the backside of a sweep here. I'm anticipating things being a little bit closer. And as you're calling out, there's been a bit of talk and a little bit of jibber jabber going on in the background of things, but we've got to see if the game is going to speak for itself. It is going to be Azathoth and Vibranium going at it here. We're going to see 5 minutes on the clock for this best of 7. See who's going to be the first to take a game. I'm really excited for this one, boss.
No surprise here. We're going to see Azathoth running Moose, Skullsy, and Greg. Greg, a player who just seems to be a little bit of everywhere all the time. Man is fast as heck. Skullsy, mechanical as anybody in Elite. But this Vibranium team clearly meshing well late in the season, having to pick up Forza and make a couple rotations here. Skullsy with the dunk! Oh my, Donald, sit down. Skullsy with the double touch dunk.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit bigger than that if you're going to stop it out, get to the gym. Skullsy ends up beating all three. The final defender there stretching up for it. Gets dunked and then some. So it is going to be 1-0 going in favor of Azathoth here. We were calling it out earlier. Azathoth really on a rip, taking down the #1 seed in a 3-0 in the Great Whites. And I mean, that in and of itself is absolutely astounding. And they're trying to continue that reign of terror, continue and cap this season off with a championship and a pass down mid in a pinch. But it is going to be sent out to the side this time around. Donald trying to collect, gets it cleanly down to the other side. Skullsy's really got to stretch for this, and it is going to go towards the mid. It's going to be a dead moose needing to be called upon to send that back out of the zone. And this is a very Toy Story-esque car that I'm seeing right here. I kind of like that setup, but it is going to die down here in the corner very briefly. And boss, this is very much not challenger speed anymore.
No, not at all. These two teams are back and forth. Greg, oh my, reaction times of not an old man. Greg turning around and clapping that away with fantastic precision, keeps the play alive, and quite frankly, prevents them from equalizing the game. Still up 1-0. Greg takes the touch, might be able to follow, tries to pre-jump on Donald, but can't. Forza with the shot. That's top right. Skullsy with the pinch save. Skullsy takes it up the wall. Might be able to get it off the backboard here. Does. No. Forza cutting it out. Donald down to DJ, but a dead moose. They're clearly cutting out the touch. Crop, we're seeing a lot of back and forth action already.
Wow. And these stands, I mean, they are last second, but they are plenty enough to stop the ball. And good physicality coming through there, and physicality trying to go the other way as well. Both teams recognizing the opportunistic bumps, but not able to completely convert on those opportunities just quite yet. Skullsy playing patient. They know they've just got to buy time. I'm old Greg and Dead Moose both go for it, but DJ misses as well, so it's going to be the entire lobby whiffing on that one, and the chances are going to continue here for Vibranium. It's going to be finally cut out by Skullsy, sent to the side, trying to go for the read, doesn't able to get around it. Dead Moose just sends it, but it's only going to be as far as DJ, and these big clears not really going for any sort of control. So we're back to Boomer Ball and trying to feel out who's going to make that first mistake so far. Everyone playing nice and patient, good defense, and these whiffs that are coming through haven't come back to bite anyone yet. A chance here from old Greg, but not on target.
Oh my, I thought Greg was going to be able to throw that in reverse, turn around, and get that goal, but going wide left is probably a big save for Vibranium. They were very confident. I know Donald in the chat for Twitch here said, don't sleep on us, but They are going to need to find a way to get a goal here. Otherwise, they're going to be in a rough spot for the series against a team that's clearly rolling on all 4 cylinders. Skullsy putting it to the corner. DJ tries to play it down, gets the pop, gets the touch to follow. Donald able to put it down into the corner. Forza is going to try and pre-jump. This does, but DJ's a little too far back. Moose is able to clear it away. Moose centers it for Skullsy. Skullsy with a double touch again off the backboard. Greg centers it. A Moose can't quite get there. It's cut out. We're still 1-0.
Oh, bang!
No! What a shot!
That is insane. The dunk yet again. Skullsy, I thought, had that angle. Forza just had to play patiently there, and it's going to be another dunk coming through. And so as we were saying, you know, it's the first team to really bend and break, and twice now it's just been a dunk off a very quick set of plays and a chance here off the kickoff. Donald just has to collect and send to the side. It is going to be all sorts of messy here. Looks like the entire lobby is going for that backboard play, and Forza on 0. Able to get some open real estate here by a bit of space, and the fake. Oh my, on 0 boost. Just gets the fake here. Forza passed one at the midfield line, passed down mid, and said, I'm going for this, old Greg, bite.
You know, just like a fish on a hook, he bit pretty hard. Unfortunately, did not read that Forza was just going to let it roll past. Incredible decision making from Forza in the moment here. 2v1, no, 1v1 situation. Greg does not have support for this shot here. Moose centers it. Skullsy waits, doesn't spend any boost to contest that. Lets Forza spend a lot, actually. Donald tries to go for the bump of the goalie. Can't. Moose clears it center. Forza should be able to win this here. Puts it off the sidewall. That's over Greg. No, nobody's there to follow with the shot. This Vibranium team, I've seen them play before in the season. They normally play really fast, and they play right on top of each other, but they seem to be spreading out a lot more this game, and it's kind of starting to hurt them like it did for the Squalls last series.
Chances have been there, and I like the physicality that's coming through on both sides, but again, it's... you know, as I talk about it, just 2 insta demos, and there's number 3. All right, you know, I said I liked it. I didn't say that's all you had to do for the rest of the game. Chances here yet again. The bump's going to come through on Dead Moose. Forza waiting patiently. 0 boost, and Azathoth is going to take this first one. A Dead Moose rocking that Toy Story car right there in the front. You'll love to see it, and my word, what a way to start out this series. High flying action, and somehow Donald at 517 is not the MVP. You just got to get that dub, and I mean, these are a lot more similar stat lines going across the board compared to the last series.
You know, I'm watching this series, and all I can think about is, who am I going to have to interview? Who is going to be my champion? Who is going to be the MVP of the series? And at this point in time, it's starting to look like Moose. Moose playing absolutely fantastic, showing why this buzzsaw is as sharp as it is. That's now 7 straight from quarterfinals to now. And quite frankly, if they keep playing the way they are, you might have to get that broom out of the closet here. I'm just saying.
Very well could be a really fast evening tonight. And so far, as you were calling it out, yeah, coming into this bracket, they're currently 6-0 coming into this series. They get the first one on the board. They are 7-0 in games won in playoffs, which is honestly just mind-blowing. It's going to be up. Forza going for the continue up off the backboard. DJ really had to stretch for that one and couldn't get a solid contact to make that dangerous. Skullsy collects, gets dunked, and it's going to be old Greg getting called in and is able to get a good read, sending it to the side, trying to get a pinch down, but it really doesn't go much anywhere, honestly, and low resources here, so got to go back, collect those boosts, and Forza is going to have a bit of additional real estate here to try and get a press going. Old Greg sends it down, but it's just as far as DJ. The clamps are starting for Vibranium, but nothing too very dangerous yet.
DJ goes for the center, gets it past 1. Skullsy's there for the follow, though. Forza tries to get some power, can't generate anything from that angle here. It's going to steal the mid boost from DJ and cut in. 2 people committing, but neither touch. No, that's an open net. Skullsy with the cleanup. Oh, what an easy angle, walking it in and making it look like it was no harder than a training pack shot. Skullsy, fantastic recovery off the sidewall. Crop, that's going to be brutal.
Yeah, and they were trying to get a bunch of speed at the midfield line. The double commit ended up coming through for Vibranium, and they just weren't able to get any contact in that third player position. Really had to stretch for the ball, and all you got to do is fake it. Here it is yet again, the double commit. Really spending a lot of resources and time and real estate to try and get this ball, but it's not dangerous just quite yet. You gotta start to slow things down. You're just down by 1 in both this game and this series. You don't have to start rushing yet. Take your time playing on the ball. Let some time go by and let plays develop. Nice demo there. Going to open up the space, but of course, Dead Moose, who else would it possibly be to send it to the side? Skullsy actually calls in Old Greg as well, and it's going to be another physical play. It's going to be Old Greg almost with the own goal, but it's going to be, fortunately enough, not the pull shot. It's not going to go in either.
Donald tried to squeak it behind 1, but they easily read it out. Donald with a follow again, tries the center. That's going to bounce off ceiling. Skullsy with the read. Skullsy's pushing down the pitch. Can't quite get the touch here. DJ playing it smart, pushes it down the Forza. It's going to go off corner. Both of them go for the bump again, but Donald's there to shoot. Cleared out. Skullsy predicting the shot. As it's been, this Azathoth team has been a bend, don't break kind of defense, and it's really, really paying off. Forza centers it. Donald's there off the back post. Can't quite get the shot. DJ off the corner to himself, maybe. Does off the backboard. Forza with the shot. There's the equalizer.
There you go. That's what you wanted to see, the continued press here. Yet again, they've done this a few times, but that touch right there is the difference maker. They finally got one clean down the middle. Got a lot of the resources out of the defense. Low boost plays, both sitting on the goal line, not able to stretch for that backboard, and that's what you want to see. If you're rooting for this Vibranium squad, you're going to want to see them continue to put on those presses, and right now, it is currently 2 shots for Azathoth comparatively to 7, and you can really see all of what they're doing and trying to get those presses down, but it's just every now and then, it's just something a bit too nervy, sending 2 people into a corner when you should have just sent 1, and so it's only a tied game here, 2 minutes remaining, and plenty of time to get something crazy on the board as Skullsy is trying to do a big read there.
Well, and that's the weird thing, right? So they double commit occasionally, which for Elite, that can be pretty damaging for your rotations, but when we scrimmed them earlier in the season, it worked. I don't know why, but it was so hard to deal with. Like, everybody has their aggression cranked up to a flat 10. There is no sleeping. This Vibranium team is here to push the pace, take shots, and go for demos. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It looks a lot like it's been working all playoffs, but Donald with the pop, the Forza with the shot. 2-1 in favor of Vibranium.
Physicality coming through here yet again. Demo in the net, and that opened up all the space necessary, and that's going to be the key difference maker. Can you get the defense to be either static or just outright gone? And that's what this Vibranium squad has been able to do twice in a row now. Not much you got to change from the Azathoth side of things. You just got to get the ball out of the zone, and here's a chance down towards mid. Forza is going to actually be called off by DJ here. 100 boost, taking it to the ceiling. Do we see any sort of shenanigans and attempt? Just a clean dribble. Doesn't end up getting past the defense, and it is going to be Skullsy going for a take of their own. Forza shuts it down, but it's only to Old Greg, who sends an absolute boomer on and tying us back up.
46 seconds will tell us who the winner of Game 2 will be and who's going to take a little bit of momentum into the back end of this series, or what could easily be the halfway point of this series at this point already. I'm Old Greg and Forza splitting the 50. Get a second trade immediately right after. Donald tries to come off the ceiling for the touch. Can't quite get it where he needs to. Forza splits the read off the backboard. Greg sending it deep. Forza needs to get a touch here as Dead Moose gets it past Donald. Oh my, getting a little bit of a tongue twister here as I'm getting caught up with how fast this ball is moving. Skullsy splits the 50th. Forza keeps control. Moose tries to shove it through, but that's going to be wide right. Donald plays pretty far forward right there, tries to get the demo on Greg, but it's a little bit less of a benefit, more of a detriment here, as now Dead Moose is going to be able to center this. It's off the backboard. No, that's just in. Oh my!
They pulled out their protractor on this one. Look at this angle reading perfectly up off the ceiling. Almost a bar down ski as well. 2 seconds remaining and gotta hurt. Vibranium kept this game so very close into the final 2 seconds, and that's going to be one that you feel like was a stolen game and going to be able to keep this up for a little. Forza, too heavy of a first touch. And Azathoth take yet another one. And who else at the front yet again but a dead moose?
Well, and this is clearly experience in success. Moose, I believe, if I remember right, talking with Direwolf, I can't remember if this is would be his second or his third chip. So clearly, Moose knows what it means to win, and he is playing it out. I know 1 goal here on 3 shots, 3 saves, locking up the defensive third for his team. Moose is 4th. My bad.
Wow.
Oh my, this could be Moose's 4th. We're going to start moving those RSC titles onto a second hand.
Wow. And, you know, Skullsy there with the cycle the whole way across. I'm old Greg as well. Everyone getting assists, and we might be seeing a bit of a substitution
We
here.
are. DJ for likewise.
Interesting. We'll see if that's going to change up the dynamic of how these games have been played. And you got to make sure if you're going to be subbed in that you have been staying nice and warm, because this Azathoth team is playing quick. They are playing lethal, and they are not here to mess around whatsoever. Dead Moose yet again just putting up big numbers, and I gotta say, supported very nicely. This has been a well-rounded effort. It has been a Dead Moose being the one that's got the shining star twice now, but Skullsy and I'm Old Greg are no slouches. They've been there, putting in the efforts, making sure that everyone is getting their play on the ball, and I gotta say, likewise for Vibranium, just a little bit less connected and a bit more double commits is gonna open up all of that space needed. The elite game plays so much quicker than Chally, and so you make a small mistake and it's gonna come back to bite you.
100%. I had the luxury of getting double promoted from Rival to Elite last season. And the speed of play in difference was insane. It went from I could take the shots I wanted to
Bang.
like that. Greg, over the top of Forza, already there. There is no room for error. If this team, if there's any elite team that can turn this around and take the chip away, it's Vibranium. But if they want to do it, they're going to have to be almost perfect in their plays.
And Skullsy just outplayed 3 with that passing play as well. I mean, yeah, the shot was beautifully executed, but they just came out, got 2 to bite towards the ceiling, and then 1 off the backboard. And really, that's what you need to do, is get your teammates some easy shots right down the middle, right down the gut. And here's a chance, but it's going to be likewise collecting, getting past 2, but a bit of disrupt play, so it allows Skullsy some free time on the ball, trying to get a flip reset, gets it, and actually gets around the oncoming defender there at the midfield line. So Old Greg gonna take over off the backboard, but likewise, Boomer down the other direction, and Skullsy is gonna have to read this, does so beautifully, but it's gonna be Donald first up. Do we see a bump? We do, and it is gonna be likewise ultimately getting a pop high, but not able to get the conversion there. Dead Moose on the ball, trying to get the dribble, gets past 1, but it is going to be kind of an awkward ball here in the corner yet again.
Forza sends it to likewise. That's going to be a deep touch. It's a shot on as Forza redirects it with a feather touch to drop that into the top right of the net. Oh my, Forza, absolute feather. The pillow on the underside of the ball with the light doink. Beautiful chef's kiss. Gonna see a kickoff.
Insanity that was.
Skullsy's already in the air. Opts not to touch it. It's gonna let this go center for Greg. Likewise is there to take control. Moose decides to play it themselves. A little wide top left, but this aggression from Azathoth is continuing to pay off. This, quite frankly, the only shots Vibranium is getting seem to be Forza on a quick counterattack here, Crop.
Yeah, we say that, but then all of the players have 2 shots somehow. So it really has felt like it's been the Forza show on the offense, but somehow this is a very balanced approach, and you know, tied up at 1 still, just coming up on the halfway mark here before 2 off along, and chances are really going both ways and very rapidly as well. The shots that are coming in are so very fast, and Here it is yet again. Physicality coming through. Should get a pass towards mid. No, Forza shuts it down, sends it towards mid. Skullsy's going to turn on this immediately, and Donald, hoping to get that fortunate boost spawn, is finally able to get it, but has to get called off the ball, and it's going to be an awkward bounce towards mid. Forza has to stretch and is able to collect it to the side. Skullsy's going to continue, and finally getting a big clear down the middle, but it's only going to last for a few seconds. Finally, a meaningful touchdown, but no resources whatsoever. Donald on 0. This entire play, he's on 0 right now. 0, and bang.
90% of the players' crop would have immediately said, I'm out of boost, I'll rotate back. But everyone on Vibranium is so willing to take that last 0 boost push, and it pays off right there. We get them, they're up by 1 goal now. They need to play some, the team bump. Skullsy is going to have the chance to play it a little slower. Dead Moose off the ceiling here. Donald with the deep clear, not going to play that patient at all. Wants to get that off their 3rd fast. Off the backboard, drop center, Skullsy into the left wall. Forza passes it back to Dead Moose. Back to Donald. That's going to be a deep touch here. You know, with a minute 30 left, this pressure is going to build a little bit on this Buzzsaw and Azathoth's team, but, you know, they definitely aren't going to be feeling too much, already being up 2-0 right now.
Yeah, I mean, they've only been on an 8-game win streak in playoffs so far, and
Bruh.
there's a chance off the post. It's not going to go in. The double commit as well. It was on the goal line. The chance was there, but just couldn't get that last conversion, that last touch necessary. And speaking of last touch, oh my, likewise. Trying to get one right down the middle there. Forza going to collect, send it to the side, trying to get some sort of bounce going to make the defense awkward. And Skullsy had plenty of time somehow. Nobody really running on there. And Dead Moose with the pre-jump. Just read the book like yesterday, decided where to go with that ball. And Forza, chance up off the backboard. It's clean. Dead Moose awkward. Likewise going to go for the continue into this back corner. Trying to get the boost steals as well, isn't able to get it, and it's going to be the secure coming from Azathoth. So should have an opportunity to finally clear this out of the zone, but things are starting to get a bit more dangerous. 30 seconds remaining, and all of the pressure starting to come through. Donald had a chance to secure it, but not able to do so.
30 seconds left, and it looks like Vibranium might be able to do what all of the top end of Lunar could not. Donald putting away the dagger, putting them up 3-1. And they're going to be able to snap this win streak from Azathoth. The Buzzsaw finally hitting the saw stop and breaking completely.
And what a way to do it. I mean, you cannot go down. We've stressed this earlier in the day, and you can hear it stressed pretty much everywhere. If you go down to that 3-0, there's just very few chances that you're going to end up coming back and getting the reverse sweep in a best of 7. And this is what you wanted to see. Keep things close. Vibranium up by 2, final 8 seconds, all but a formality, but a chance to get a beautiful read, almost the psycho up off the side, but it is going to be a 50. Both players actually on the wrong side of the ball in that 50 there, so an interesting touch nonetheless, but they're going to just go for the kill. Donald up for this. Nobody is even going for the ball anymore, and Vibranium shutting down the 8-game win streak.
My goodness. It looks like we talked about the substitution might have been a little preemptive, but this substitution paying off, likewise, filling in very nicely, the chem flowing again, and being able to steal game 3 and not go down by 3 is an incredible change of pace and something this Vibranium team, and I know Hum himself is probably sighing a little bit of relief right now.
Yeah, you don't want to see it go down, but hey, Vibranium made the adjustments necessary. Very well could be that fresh blood coming through in the substitution. Sometimes it is just the nerves. You might have that starting roster and they might play absolutely flawlessly throughout the regular season, but when it comes to these high pressure situations, being on stream, grand finals, sometimes it's just the player that's got the ice that comes through and is going to be the difference maker, and that very well could be it. You might be having an off night, get the substitution in, you get the next game, so we will see if that ends up being the story here going into game 4. Does Vibranium get another on the board? Can they tie up this series, or will Azathoth start to run away with things?
We'll see here. Sorry, what's up? Oh, wow.
we're getting a fun stat from production. You want to go ahead and read that one off?
Yeah, that is insane. Yeah, I don't believe they can hear production with the way things are lined up here. But for those of you who can't hear the voices inside our head, Vibranium B is the first team tonight on the orange side of the pitch to win a game.
Been a very blue-sided evening. I'm blue, dabba dee, dabba die.
Oh my God! I was thinking
likewise
it, but I didn't want to say it. Oh my!
Hey, as a wise old man once said, I'm the one with a microphone, so I can say what I want. And Chance is here for
call
likewise.
yourself old.
Old and wise, likewise.
I don't think I saw a single gray hair on top of that head when I saw you in Boston.
Oh, you gotta look harder, but speaking of looking harder, likewise coming through and getting one on the board, it's looking like Vibranium is indeed gonna continue this run on form, but of course, plenty of time remaining in this game, and it's been chances for Vibranium more and more. Forza really starting to warm up into these things, getting more of a dangerous touch on this ball, and physicality, even the attempts. Now that you're in this series, you're starting to get a little bit further in, so even the attempts of physicality and bumps could be the difference maker. Start to make the team think about what's going to happen. Is somebody behind me? Am I about to get bumped on the goal line? And that in and of itself can be the mind game necessary to open up the space.
This is going to be kind of an awkward spot for Moose. They're going to need to play this as smart as they can, and they do. That 50 trade gets it over to Greg, but Greg can't quite get the follow to actually push the counterattack. Skolzy over one. Dead Moose with the follow. Forza able to block that away. It's going to drop into an awkward spot, but likewise there, Forza fakes the redirect. They actually clip each other in the air and prevent potentially the second goal. Moose bumped by Donald. Dead Moose tries to follow, and Dead Moose has been all over the pitch, trying to play a little bit of everything. Great defense, great offense, and the like, but we're seeing some solid defense here from Vibranium, able to play off of one another in a way that they weren't doing well in games 1 and 2, and it's actually starting to pay off.
You know, I would like to just put in a petition. Oh, bang! Yeah, I would just like to put in a petition for Donald to change this skin. That is just... You can like the team all you want, but that is just an atrocious looking car. Go ahead and at me all you want. I'm the one with the microphone. Ha ha ha. Evil laughter. But there it is. Donald getting one on the board as I'm over here talking about him. And yeah, this is a bit more of a one-sided affair. We're about at the halfway part, and it's 58 points is the most on Azathoth right now, and that is not what you're expecting to see as we're coming into this series.
Oh, not at all. I mean, as one of the biggest metal fans, especially in the casting side, enjoying my last season 15 with them, 16 with them, you know, I was nervous coming into the game how incredible the Azathoth's run has been, but thankfully I'm getting to see the guys that I was really rooting for able to make things work and able to turn this around. Greg puts it down towards the center. Forza with a deep touch. Moose needs to clear this away as Forza's keeping the pressure. Donald double taps it off the wall. Actually, I think that hit Moose for the second touch. Skolzy flicks it over one. Donald needs to touch this, but pushes it. Moose is going to be able to take the shot on net. No! It bounces, and Greg is cut out by Donald. A very even Vibranium defense. Seems to be in that bend. Nope, never mind.
I heard the sentence forming, and I knew that a goal was coming. You were saying the defense was strong, and old Greg says, not today.
There needs to be like an end of season counter for the amount of times that I've been wrong midway through a sentence.
You know what we really should do is we should have a caster curse count for every time we have an RSC stream, because it's been popping off tonight. We've had a couple good ones, but old Greg deciding to take over there, getting the first one on the board, and you know, it's calling out at the midway line. They were all under 100 points, finally starting to change that narrative, and Donald trying to get a press down, but on 0 boost, so can't really do anything with the ball, and likewise, up quick for it. Forza now, first on the ball, it's trying to get a continue, low on boost as well, so could only just get a tip up more. Down to Likewise, who had an open look, but just couldn't quite stretch for it. Don't know if that was a resource issue with the boost totals or if it was just a bit too quick for the reaction time, but either way, you wanted to get that insurance goal back, and that was the chance to do it, and that very well could be what could ultimately decide this game. It's just the one goal still separating. It's going to be down to the final 40. Skullsy stretching for this. Old Greg just kind of chilling in the corner here, not really doing much of anything. So Likewise takes over, gets up over 1, gets past 2, but it is Old Greg sending it down, and we're down to the final 30 seconds, and the ball has spent quite a bit of time in that blue half, finally seeing the orange.
Dangerous spot here as it's going to go off backboard. Greg tries to get the touch. No, it's an empty field. Forza, if they play this right, they do! They're going to go up 2-0. Forza with the dagger. Forza deep cleared to themselves, went all the way down the pitch. Azathoth really extended themselves up, wanted to take the equalizer and force an OT, but it went to bite them in return. Incredible play from Forza.
Absolutely wonderful. You love to see it if you're a Vibranium fan, and chances were there. And that time around, yeah, as you were calling it out, you kind of got to chase that last goal, especially down by 1 in the final few seconds. You send all 3 forward, and it leads to an opportunity for a clean counterattack. Forza was able to take advantage, and Forza, second game in a row, getting up on that MVP status there, and tying up the series.
I just want to point out, I put 9.4 thousand down on Vibranium before this match started. I just got 30K! Oh my!
Rigged.
Let's go!
Somebody investigate this man's PC. He's very obviously hacking. Insider trading. Yeah, this is fraud. I will not stand for it. RSC, please ban this man in chat.
Oh my god.
Well, either way, with that being said, Vibranium, they actually won 3-1 and 3-1 in both of their games won. So it's looking like that 3-1 is going to be the scoreline they're going to continue to chase here. And well played across the board here yet again. Very even score lines as far as the shot department and the assist department. But of course, the one that really matters is that 3 goals going the way of Vibranium. And we're talking about how you couldn't really let this series get away from you and let Azathoth get to that 3rd game win. And so far, Vibranium has been able to stop, and now you're kind of got the shoe on the other foot here. Can Azathoth stop the upward trajectory of Vibranium?
You know, we'll have to see going into game 5 here. It's going to be real tough, especially when you drop 2 straight. You know, mentally, you try to tell yourself you're 0-0, but you know that you had a 2-0 lead and now it's gone. That has to weigh a little bit on the mental here. This ball bounces into the corner. Greg's going to put it off the backboard, but Donald's there. Forza, no. Forza doesn't move an inch as he waits for Donald to go for the second touch.
Yeah, you were kind of calling it out where Donald just decided to not really move anywhere, and Likewise awkward on this ball as well. Left Forza in an island, not able to get around that ball. Awkward placement. Thought that there was going to be a touch in that back corner. Couldn't get the read, and that's going to be one for free in the first 20 seconds. That's not what you want to see if you're rooting for that Vibranium squad, but plenty of time to get one back, and Dead Moose is trying to get a redirect right outside the box. It's going to be just down to Skullsy. Old Greg going for the bump. Skullsy again, but the defense is going to hold strong. Donald trying to get it clear down the other side, is able to get past 2, but Skullsy waiting patiently, deep third. Big stretch here, but not able to get a touch on the ball. Does end up getting a bump. We could say that that's calculated, but I think that that was just a fortunate touch on the defender there. Dead Moose popping it high, but it is going to be just to Likewise, who's trying to get a big read. Old Greg ends up hitting the post as they're going up on the rotation. Still able to be the first to the ball, and Forza just putting that pressure on. Nobody really being able to take any clean control here. A lot of players on top of the ball. It's like the first time Silver's playing each other. Just everyone crowding around, not giving any space whatsoever.
Ooh, the demo on the goalie. This is a dangerous spot for Vibranium. Ooh. No, that is the... What is going on?
Put it in the net. What am I witnessing?
Oh, the absolute defensive stand from the crossbar, clapping away those 2 shots. I can't believe it. I thought the first touch by old Greg going off the backboard, you know, it throws your opponent's defensive rotations out of whack as they kind of have to read it.
There's NA, please. This is why we can't win RLCS. This exact game right here. There's so many opportunities coming through for Azathoth. They've been so very close, but NA offense, please just get one through. And I mean, yeah, you were calling it out. Up off the post is so very hard to read, and you would think an oncoming offender, they've got a lot more opportunities. They've got a cleaner look at the play. They can get a run on, but somehow weren't able to secure all three really going for that ball. And here's an opportunity. Forza just gonna send it down. Old Greg just has to barely get a touch on it, sending it to the side. Halfway mark, just still that 1 goal difference. I mean, honestly, with the way things have been going, it should have been a 3-goal difference, bare minimum.
100%. Dead Moose putting it off the backboard here. Donald's able to get it past one. Greg has to put it back to Skolzy. Skolzy fakes the touch, and Greg continues with the possession. Great play, but they couldn't get it past likewise. Skolzy's in the air. Leaves it for Moose. Moose with the shot, likewise cutting it out. And
wow.
Forza with the second stop. The defense from Vibranium has been insane, but they need to be able to push a little bit further and take a goal here, because like you said earlier, they went down 1 in such a quick fashion. It's brutal.
Yeah, I mean, this entire game, they've just been chasing that one opportunity, and it's been a lot of, demo here. It's been a lot of Azathoth putting all of the offensive pressure on, so they're chasing hard, and it's just been a defensive masterclass as of now, but defense isn't going to win you this game if you're already down by 1, and it really was such a quick, right off the rip of play. So you're gonna have to try and get one here. Final minute is very rapidly approaching. Donald has a chance because Dead Moose is up off the post. Didn't expect to have to turn on that one immediately. The open look was not what was on the map, what was not on the card, and Donald sends it down. Forza's gonna try and stretch for this, but it is gonna be Dead Moose first. Donald just having to be patient here, goes to the backboard, gets a clean look, tries to send it up over. That's going to be 2, but old Greg, of course, waiting patiently in the back. A chance for another touch, but couldn't get the whole way around it. And again, it's a half chance at best so far for Vibranium, but they're starting to get a press going.
You know, we might be able to see something develop here. Skolzy with a missed touch. That's going to be centered. Forza does not elevate. Opts to go into the corner. That's going to be, that could be one of the last opportunities they had this game to really turn things around. Deep touch here, going down. Moose is going to put this into the wall. Get the pre-jump from Donald. Doesn't quite get the touch, but neither does the blue side. Donald coming down from the heavens, waiting for the touch. Forza gets the 50 off of 1. We still have an opportunity to see an OT in game 3 here. Centers it for Forza. Forza with the shot. That's what a save! Greg clamping up for game 5.
That save was insane. How do you possibly stretch for that one? That had so much pace behind it, but it's not to be. Wow.
It's just not Greg. I think that's the second time this series where we've seen Greg elevate quickly and swat away a vicious shot. I mean, Greg only has 2 saves this game, but both of them have been clutch. 100% crop. And this defense from Azathoth really locked up. They scored what? First 10 seconds?
First 20, yeah. But I mean,
first 20, but like 4 minutes and 40 seconds of solid defense?
Yeah, I mean, well, speaking of defense, likewise with 5 saves, I mean, it was a masterclass in defense on both sides, and I really think that it was Azathoth just taking over at the midfield line, not even really needing to make that many saves. They just didn't let the ball go for free. It was a lot of time spent just kind of at that midfield line, and that really was the story here, was that first goal within the first couple seconds, regardless of how many seconds it was, and that's what's going to get Azathoth on to Grand Finals Series point, championship point. And Vibranium, you got to get this one. And apparently they didn't get their 3 goals that they needed to win a game. So if you're going to be Vibranium, you got to score one quick here.
Donald playing it back patiently, waits for the touch from Greg. Smart decision, but that ball's a little too far away for him to follow up the second touch here. Forza off the backboard, follows the ball through the air, tracks it nicely. Likewise, waits for the touch, goes up, might be able to get the second with the stuff, but Moose, clear cut above the rest. Defense just not letting anything through at this point. Greg puts it back into the corner. Forza's going to follow. Forza gets the second touch, but Moose, the second touch, once again, swatting away any offensive opportunity that could have developed from this Vibranium side.
Chances are there. I have noticed a few times now, it has been this Vibranium roster really focusing on that 100 boost, and we saw it in the Chally series. Boost is a crutch. You really don't need it. We saw it earlier in this series as well. Donald on 0 was able to get a goal, and oh my, a bit of breakdancing off the post there. It almost led to one, but they're trying to prioritize those hundreds. I would say a bit too much, if I'm being honest. The chances for that, 10 to 40 boost play is there, and they're just refusing to get in and stay in on these pressure. And here's a chance for Forza, gets up over one, trying to go for the physicality, plays it low, and there it is. First one on the board.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Forza, incredible ball control, says, you know what? I don't need to pass the ball. I don't need to put this off the backboard. I'm going to take 4 touches, get this goal. We're going to go up by 1 here in Game 6. Moose, Donald, splitting the 50. Donald with the egg. Oh, my. I'm on the edge of my seat here, Crop. I thought that was going to be goal number 2.
There was a world where that angle actually goes in, and it was so very close, but physicality is coming through, and it's starting to pay off dividends. You can see both boosts this time around. Finally, I would say grabbing those big corner boosts is a good thing because it's leading to opportunities, and Forza has to stretch for this one. Donald up off the backboard, going to be low, is able to clear it out of the zone, and it is going to be likewise first to this boost, and ball sends it high. Forza really stretching for that one, so it's an awkward touch. Likewise, going to go for the ground game, gets a flick, but it is going to be just as far as old Greg, and a big continue down the other way. Donald gets the first touch, but it's going to be a bit awkward. Old Greg steals the boost, tries to go for the continue, goes for a bump as well, and it's going to be a 1v1 for a while, but the heavy touch is going to lead to an opportunity here. It's going to be high, but that's not what you want to see if you're going for Vibranium, and that's why you led that first awkward touch pass attempt. It led to all of this additional pressure, all of this real estate, and this 50-50 is all you really needed.
I can just hear Direwolf in the background. She was telling me when Moose scores, he is the loudest celebrator. He is out there letting the world know he got that goal. And I know she could hear him yelling for that goal. He's got to be hyped up with such a stuff.
That's my husband.
That's my
all caps in chat. That's my husband.
Likewise.
Hey, you love to see the support.
Oh, 100%. I'm old Greg off the wall, putting it center. Skolzy with the shot. Donald clears it into the corner here. Donald steals the 100. Skolzy's in an awkward spot, needs to back up. Donald opts to take that ball. It's going to split the 50 with Skolzy. That goes center. Forza elevates over 1. Might be able to get the second touch. No! Moose there with the clamps, able to put it away.
Woo! Collecting the big tie here at the minute 30 remaining mark. Forza trying to get a bump here on Dead Moose, and it's going to be a bump on the goalie, but likewise couldn't get around the ball there. It's going to be an attempt to send back in, but Dead Moose first to this old Greg going for the redirect back down as a pass, not able to do so. Collecting on the sidewall here, and likewise really stretching for this one. Does end up getting a 50, but Skolzy also stretching for this one again. Donald just ends up going. We'll be charitable. Call it a fake. It's going to be sent to the side here. Likewise was going for a bump attempt. It's just going to slow down the defense, and Forza is going to get another one on the board.
Ooh, that is incredible here. There's a chance to force Game 7. Minute 1, though, still on the clock. And for Elite, I mean, that's far too much time. You can't count anybody out of this game, anybody out of this series in general. and we'll have to see with this last minute how this Azathoth responds. Greg controls it.
Commit.
Oh my! Greg says, let me just go over this defense.
Yeah, the communication breakdown here. Forza thought that they had to be first to this because they were up on the back wall. Somebody was indeed back post for the defense of Vibranium there, but they also went, and that could be the mistake. I mean, we've seen a few mistakes on the defensive side here from Vibranium, so I say that might be the one, but we've seen a couple now. It could come back to bite them. They had the opportunity, they had the lead, and here's another opportunity. Forza has to play some sort of magic. The bump, the demo onto old Greg, but Dead Moose is still alive, and that's really the one you got to worry about. Going for the continue here. Gets a touchdown. Pass 2. It's going to be down. Skullsy. There's been a couple whiffs here that haven't had a lot of pressure on them. They're just really just outright whiffs. And chance here. Dead Moose sends it high. Old Greg's going to be up first to this. Bounce directly down, but both players from Azathoth retreating. Final 10 seconds are upon us. Which way is this going to go? Another double commit, so it's going to be Forza retreating. Likewise, just goes to send it in the zone. Donald up off the backboard, but Skullsy first to this, and if this ball drops, we've got overtime. And yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we have overtime.
This could be the game, the series decider. Skullsy with the OT bang! That's game number 6. Oh my goodness. Where's Gen Chat? Where's Gen Chat?
The cheat just wasn't there. 3-2 is going to be the victory. And Dead Moose taking another MVP. That is 3 of 4 MVPs for them. And what a series here, making it to game 6. But I feel like those small mistakes, the mechanical errors really started to come through for Vibranium. They could see that they were still in this series, and it came back to bite them there. But hey, well played. Got you to game 6 and overtime and then some. So well played, but congratulations over to the 4-time, the GOAT himself. Sorry, that's the wrong animal. Moose, the Mad Lad.
Oh my, what a fantastic way to cap off what was clearly one of the best we've seen for any of the final series. Skullsy with that put-away goal. I didn't expect OT for Game 6 to be that quick. You know, Crop, I kind of figured both teams would have played far more conservative entering Game 6 in OT, knowing that the series is on the line. So this kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, the hard cheat ends up coming through, and especially in overtime, you want to do just that one flip forward rotation, but, you know, we can talk and dissect that entire game. There was mistakes going both ways, but either way, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us. We've got GG's